Right, let's continue on with this. You've got a salmon. There's an L in there, but you don't say salmon. You say salmon. It's a source of protein. What are the three molecules? Carbohydrate, protein, and lipids. There you go. Right. Those are the three main ones that we look at, yeah. Protein is a component of a balanced diet. Statement describes what happens to protein in the human stomach. Is digested, right? Its surface area is not increased. It's not that. No, I shouldn't do that. It's not that. Its pH is raised. No. Is absorbed by villi. Nope. They're in the small intestine. So in the stomach, is digested into amino acids or polypeptides. So that's the one. That's our correct answer. Right. We now need to look at that. Right. We've just done something like this. Right. Lipids are fats and they store energy for future use. Vitamin D, remember we said vitamin A is for eyes. Vitamin D is for bones, or it helps the body absorb calcium, right? Iron, we said, is for red blood cells, in particular hemoglobin. Right, I'd write this full thing in red blood cells. Fiber is used for a process. It moves food through the gut in a nice way. It prevents constipation. What is it called? Starts with peristalsis. It's the movement of food through the gut. Right. So that's basically where your muscles squeeze. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, this is a maths question. They're saying, right, this is what they're saying. A 15-year-old needs 15 gram of protein. A normal salmon contains 20% protein. So what I do is I want 20% of 1,250 grams. So I do 20% off becomes a times 1250. If I put that into the calculator, I should get, what should I get? 250 grams. Right. So this is going down here. Right now, how many 15-year-olds can we feed their recommended daily allowance? And we want 50 per 15-year-old. So how many 50s are there in 250? So 250 divided by, remember we like this line to be divided by 50. Oh, equals 5. So we can feed 5 15-year-olds from a normal salmon. Right, let's keep going. Right, now this is what's happening with these questions. Look, it's a full-on 6 marker. They want you to discuss that. So you've got to say, I agree, disagree, why, and so on, right? So they're saying GM, genetically modified salmon, is useful in providing a balanced diet. So we can say, look, first of all, GM salmon, remember it went from 1,250 to 3,000, so it's more than doubled, which is a good thing if you're trying to feed loads of people. But then it could be a bad thing, but we'll come to that. GM salmon will grow heavier, right? Will have more mass, so can feed more people. That's the first statement, okay? Next statement is, however, a balanced, a balanced diet needs other components or molecules, and then just list a few. So you need fiber, you need water, you need lipids, etc. Yeah, right. Now we move on from there and we say, right, the problem with this experiment that they did, they only used one salmon, so it doesn't build confidence in you. So we don't know if it's reliable or whether it's an anomalous result. Use one salmon, so it may be an anomalous result. It may be an anomalous result. It may be an anomalous result, not reliable. Yep. Also, do you know, with the experiment, they did not provide information on if the control variable, I'm going to use the word control variables, were used, such as, right, keep the temperature the same, the oxygen levels, right, the food levels, food or nutrition levels, and also here we can put here also the amount of protein depends on age and sex and activities that you're doing. So for example, if you're a builder using lots of energy during the day, you'll need more energy. However, if you're a person working at a desk all day, you'll need less energy. And activity, or you could put job. Okay, that will cover all the 6. So can you see how they've done this? It's important to try to put a structure in your head, because these are coming up more and more. So you've got, let's discuss, yes, it does produce more, it does grow bigger and can feed more people. However, balanced diets need more than just protein. And also protein depends on your age, your gender, and the type of lifestyle you live in. Right. And we start talking now about the experiment here. Right, they only used one. They didn't repeat it, so it could be an anomalous. It could be that you might only get a 10% increase, not a 100 and something increase. Yeah. Also, they didn't provide information on the experiment to make sure that it was fair. These are what they call control variables. So if you keep the normal salmon in poor conditions, it's going to grow less. So it's going to skew the results even more. Right, let's move on. Right, we have here, yeah, we've got to fill this in. All salmon contain a length of DNA called a gene. And why is it a gene? Because it controls for a protein which codes for growth hormone. Another length of DNA from a different species is cut out using restriction enzyme, and then it is joined using DNA ligase. Ligase is like a glue. So remember, there's two enzymes when you're doing GM. This is not for double science. So this is not for double science, right? You have restriction enzyme, and you have DNA ligase. There you go. Right, okay, done.